welcome back to my channel. I am excited to actually be going through and walking through the code today of what we're going to be doing. So this is part 5, I think, of designing elements for my diagnostic and analysis analytic EV dashboard, fleet dashboard. This is something that it's not mandatory. You don't have to do this. For me, I like having a navigation bar. If I use like a dashboard or an admin dashboard, I like having my navigation bar to the left. And I like having it be a little bit more dynamic. That's just me. So this element isn't necessarily exclusive to this dashboard, but it is something that's nice to know how to do just because it uses HTML and CSS. We don't even use JavaScript for this. So without much further ado, I'd love to jump into this because I have a very limited amount of time today and I would love to just get this started. So without further ado, let's start by doing an HTML document. And I'm sure you're going to hear I'm going to get 5 million messages. We're in the middle of deploying a build on iOS and Android for testing and development. So I am going to start off by giving myself a title. So I'm going to say Anna's EV Fleet Dashboard Nav. This is how I'm going to navigate this whole, like, multiple pages or multiple sections. You can also do it by section. Let me get my link to Poppins here. So we're going to grab this. And then we're going to go back here. We're going to go to link. That way our code knows that we are going to be loving that Poppins life. And we're going to say rel equals style sheet. And if you remember in some of the other videos, our style sheet is our CSS file. And I usually call it style.css. I know a lot of other people call it style.css. For this, we're going to say a link rel style sheet. And then we're going to say type equals text/CSS. So we know it's this particular CSS sheet, which is style. Ooh. Not CSS. Actually, I don't have any other typos. Style, okay. And let me close that up. So let's go ahead and get to the stuff that you can see. Oh, yeah, okay. So that would be the body here. So let's do a class for this sidebar. I'm also going to add elements to this sidebar. So you're going to see I'm going to have like numbered or like a list. So for this, we're going to do class equals sidebar. You can also call it, whatever you want to call your, like, you could say like navigation, side navigation, whatever you want to call it. So we're just going to say it's going to be dashboard here in an H2 header. So just like so. So now we're going to get into this list and I'm going to type this out first, and use it for the rest of the list, which I know I'm going to get a little judgment for it. Listen, good people reuse code. Okay. So I'm probably want to do vehicles. I probably want to do analytics. So let's do for vehicles, analytics. Let's do maintenance, add new vehicle. What else would we need? Profile, log out. Okay. So let me write that in here. We're going to do vehicles, short-term memory here apparently. Analytics. I don't have anything right now for maintenance, but I mean it could be helpful to have. Add new vehicle. And I said profile. And log out. So in a perfect world, you would have a link for this so you could have it go to the next page and you'd have it connect on the back end. But for this, just because I'm showing everyone the UI, I'm just trying to keep it simple so you guys can follow along. Okay, so that is the end of our HTML code. 18 lines, punchy, easy. So let's get into the meat and potatoes of it, the styling. So as you guys could probably guess, I am in fact going to be doing a gradient background. So let's start by giving us a body. Margin I'm going to have as 0. I'm going to also do the padding of 0. And let me grab the colors I like using. Or pick random ones, but we're going to do a linear gradient to top left. So we're going to go from here to here. Give me a second. Let me get the colors. Ooh. Oh, I'm getting messages out the yin yang, y'all. Okay. And then we're going to say font family is going to be Poppins. Poppin, lock and drop it, which is a sans serif font. So you see it immediately changed that here. We're then going to go to the sidebar and bring this up into the background color. And for this, I am going to do white. The reason I'm going to do white is because I'm going to have the elements change on hover. So let's say, let's do the width. Let's try the width of 200 pixels. Yeah, that should be fine. And let's do the height 100. Okay, that gives us a little sum there. You know, that's nice. She's nice. Position, we're gonna have it flexed. From the top, it's gonna be 0. From the left, it's also gonna be 0. Let's say overflow X is hidden and perfect. Padding from the top, let's say 20 pixels because I feel like we need just a tiny bit of buffer up there. Not a ton, but enough to be like a believable navigation. Let's do border radius of 15. And do we need a box shadow? By the way, this does the rounding of the corners. Let's do a box shadow. These are all elements that you've learned in these other videos, so oops, 0, 0, maybe 10 pixels. I can change that later, but that's fine. RGBA. There we go. And I'm gonna say 0, 0, 0, 0.2. Okay. Yeah. And that just gave it a little, do you see that little right there? I don't know how to describe it, but it just gave it a little something to bring it off the page, you know? Okay, so we have the sidebar. Let's do the sidebar H2. Let's get that situated because she's looking a little rough. H2. So what she needs, let's give her a margin. Should we do 0, 0, 20, 20? Because we did 20 up here. Let's do 0, 0, 20, 20. Do I like this? Yes, I think I do. Color Give me a minute. I'm going to grab this color because I like this color. I don't know if you guys know this. I have like a little sticky note that has like my favorite colors on it. So like, when you see this gradient, I have the colors picked out. I used to just do like pick a purple, pick a pink, and like I have a CSS color picker essentially, and I just pick whatever. But now I've kind of gotten into my own. See, so it's kind of like a nice. It's not. I don't know what it is. I don't love it when it's just black. It just is like a dark gray. It just feels like dark mode in GitHub. It just feels right. Also, if you're not someone who's familiar with the CSS color pickers, you can like download them as like a little widget, or you can just go online and you can just like drag. It's like a color wheel, and it's one of those things that like it brings me so much joy. Let's say this is one color I hadn't thought about. I would say let's do 757575. See what that is. It is one of those grays. That's nice. I love when I remember stuff. Let's do 16 for the padding. But I absolutely totally recommend getting one of those color pickers, especially if you don't know like colors off the top of your head, like in CSS. 10 out of 10. And we want this to transition. So let's say transition all 0.3 seconds, ease in and out. Yeah. So when you would touch it, it would, on hover, it would ease into the transition. It would ease out of the transition. So sidebar on hover. Oops. So we're going to do background. I'm actually just going to sneak on in there. Don't judge me. Coding is about reusing the code you've already written. And we're gonna do color white. So let me see. We want this. I'm just trying to make sure that this is gonna do. Yeah. Okay. That's gonna do what I want it to do. Good. So essentially on hover, it will change to this same kind of background in a compressed format. I didn't want it to go all the way through. So, yeah. Okay. Good. Let me save this really quick. It's gonna refresh. Oh my gosh, refresh! Okay, I had to restart my browser, so this is the second part of this recorded, because as you guys saw, it just decided it was not going to load. So here we are. This, when it's saved, I don't know if something formatted, so this is how it's supposed to look. And this is how it should have looked. None of this code has changed, and you guys can look at it literally on CodePen, which the link is down below, and on GitHub, which the link is also down below, and configure this for yourself. So just to recap what we did, we made a dashboard side navigation bar. This is not exclusive to an EV fleet management system. You can use this for an admin dashboard, you can use it for a website, you can use it for just about anything. It just gives us something a little different. It's dynamic, it's easy to use, and it's responsive. So that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I so appreciate it. Feel free to use this code however you want. It's open source, so clone it, fork it, modify it. If you do, show me, tag me or at me, send me an email. I would love to see what you guys do and like how people build on some of the code that I like to make and play with every once in a while. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye.